This building should have collapsed centuries ago, built on a riverbank on soft, shifting soil.
Yet, for over 370 years, it has not sunk, not tilted. Here's the secret engineering trick nobody talks about. Welcome back, let's uncover it. It's 1631. Emperor Shah Jahan has just lost his wife, Taj Mahal. He vows to build her the most beautiful tomb the world has ever seen. But his engineers face an immediate problem: where to build it. The chosen site sits directly on the Yamuna's soft, sandy bank. A 73-meter marble structure on loose soil is a recipe for disaster. Without the right foundation, it could tilt, or worse, collapse. So the Mughal engineers turned to an ancient, brilliant solution. They dig dozens of deep wells straight into the riverbank. Each well is packed tightly with stone, rubble, and masonry. This creates dozens of solid, load-bearing pillars underground. Instead of one weak foundation, the weight spreads across many strong points. It's the same principle modern engineers use in pile foundations today, 400 years before modern construction technology existed. On top of these wells, they build a massive raised platform. This platform lifts the entire structure above flood level, because the Yamuna floods every monsoon season. But here's the genius part: the wells aren't just for strength. Some wells are packed with timber, not just stone. Wood submerged underwater, away from oxygen, doesn't rot, it hardens. The constant moisture from the river actually preserves the foundation. The river everyone feared as a threat became the building's life support. Now the foundation is solid, but one danger still remains. Look closely at the 4 minarets around the main dome. They're not perfectly vertical. They lean outward ever so slightly. Most people assume this is a construction flaw. It isn't. It's a deliberate, brilliant safety design. If an earthquake or structural failure ever brings a minaret down, it's engineered to fall outward, away from the tomb, not onto it. A safety mechanism disguised as an architectural choice. The precision doesn't stop at the foundation. Look at this inlay work: semi-precious stones set into marble. Jade, turquoise, lapis lazuli carved and fitted by hand. Over 20,000 workers labored on this site for more than a decade. White marble was hauled over 300 kilometers using elephants and oxen. To lift materials to the dome, they built a ramp 15 kilometers long, an entire earthen highway just to raise the building, then removed. Now let's talk about the dome itself, the crown of the Taj. It's not a single dome, it's a double dome. An inner shell for the interior ceiling height, an outer shell for the skyline. This reduces weight while keeping the dramatic exterior silhouette. Renaissance architects in Europe used the same trick, separately, centuries apart. Brunelleschi's dome in Florence, built decades before on another continent. Here's something most tourists never notice. The marble changes color throughout the day, pink at dawn, gold at dusk. The marble contains microscopic crystals that reflect ambient light differently. At night, under a full moon, it glows an eerie pale blue. Even the gardens follow a precise mathematical design. It's called a charbagh, a 4-part Persian paradise garden. Each quadrant represents a river of paradise described in Islamic tradition. Every axis, every pathway is mathematically aligned. The entire complex is built on perfect bilateral symmetry, except for one deliberate break in that symmetry. Inside, Taj Mahal's tomb sits at the exact center of the chamber. Shah Jahan's tomb was never meant to be there. It was added later. He originally planned a black marble mausoleum for himself across the river, but his own son overthrew him and imprisoned him in Agra Fort. For his final years, he could only watch the Taj from a window. When he died, there was no black mausoleum, no second monument. So they buried him beside her. The one asymmetry in a perfect design. An engineering marvel built on an act of love and grief. Now back to the engineering, because it gets even more impressive. Engineers estimate the entire structure weighs over 70,000 tons. Yet it has settled almost uniformly, with barely any measurable tilt. Compare that to the Tower of Pisa, which tilts by over 5 degrees. The Taj Mahal's foundation system succeeded where so many others failed. It even survived attempts at destruction. In the 1800s, British officials considered dismantling it and selling the marble. The plan was scrapped, too costly, too impractical to tear down. During World War II, it was disguised with bamboo scaffolding entirely to hide it from enemy bomber pilots flying overhead. Every threat, flood, war, demolition, and it still stands. But today, a new threat has emerged, one no engineer predicted. Air pollution from nearby factories and traffic is yellowing the marble. Acid rain and dust are slowly eating away at the pristine white stone. Conservationists now apply a clay mud pack to draw out the stains. It's a treatment used for centuries, borrowed from ancient beauty rituals. India even created a pollution-free zone around the monument to protect it. Factories were relocated, vehicles restricted, all to save one building. Because this isn't just a building, it's a 400-year-old engineering statement. A foundation of buried wells, a platform above flood level, minarets engineered to fall away from the tomb, not onto it. A double dome, marble that changes color with the light. Every element solving a problem nobody else had solved before. Built for love, engineered for eternity. And 370 years later, it still hasn't moved an inch. So, which building should we uncover next? The Eiffel Tower, Taipei 101. Drop your pick in the comments. If you enjoyed uncovering the secret, hit subscribe for more. Every week, we break down the hidden engineering behind the world's icons. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.